Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning to everyone. My name is Nur Atika binti Muhammad Mustafa from LG2405B. And the title of my poster for today is Workplace Joker, Villian or Comic Relief. So, basically, this poster is about the use of humor at the workplace. Now, let's move on to the introduction. According to Caudill and Woodsika, humor can act as a social interaction tool and is connected with many positive effects for employees, such as better emotion regulation. However, previous studies suggested that there are also negative effects of humor towards the employee. So, now let's move on to the literature review. According to Caudill and Woodsika, there are two types of humor, which are positive humor and negative humor. Positive humor consists of affiliative humor and self-enhancing humor. Affiliative humor is used to establish and improve relationship with another person. Meanwhile, self-enhancing humor is a humorous view of life whenever a person faces a negative situation. Meanwhile, negative humor consists of aggressive humor and self-defeating humor. Aggressive humor is used to degrade someone else. Meanwhile, self-defeating humor is used to degrade the self. Next, according to Chen and Iron, the higher the use of positive humor, the higher the fun employees perceive from their supervisors. Jessica Mesmer-Magnus et al. Stated that the use of negative humor can reduce the self-esteem and make employees feel down. Lastly, Neves and Karengeller stated that different leader humor, whether it is positive or negative, have different effects towards the employees. Now, let's move on to the methodology of this research. This research uses secondary research method, which is by analyzing previous researches regarding humor at the workplace. Now, we move on to the objective of this research. This research is conducted to explain the type of humor used at the workplace, to find out the effects of humor in the workplace, and to investigate the relationship between leaders' humor and employees' work performance. Then, there are three research questions in this research, which are, the first one is, what are the types of humor that are prevalent at the workplace? Second one is, what are the effects of humor in the workplace? Meanwhile, the third one is, what is the relationship between leaders' humors and employees' work performance? Now, we move on to the findings and result. The first finding is to answer the first research question, which is, what are the types of humor that are prevalent at the workplace? So, according to Matthew and Vijay Lakshmi, there are four types that are used at the workplace, which are affiliative humor. For example, a person is using an affiliative humor when he said to another employee, "You should smile more to make my day brighter." So, it is an affiliative humor because it is used to improve relationship in another person. Then, the next humor is self-enhancing humor. For example, whenever a person has a very stressful day at work, he reads emails with an accent in his head. So, it is a self-enhancing humor because the person used a negative situation to make a humor for himself. Then next, aggressive humor. For example, when an employee said to his friend, "Do you know that your blouse makes you look like a clown?" It is an aggressive humor because it is used to degrade another person. Lastly is self-defeating humor. For example, when a person says to his colleagues, "Yeah, I know that I'm the stupidest guy ever alive," right guys? It is a self-defeating humor because that person used humor to degrade himself. Next, According to Martin et al., as cited by Lamprelli et al., male employees tend to use aggressive humor, meanwhile, female employees tend to use affiliative humor. Now, moving on to the second research question, which is what are the effects of humor at the workplace? So, this finding is focusing on two humor, which are affiliative humor and aggressive humor. So, the use of affiliative humor can increase the level of social support, can bring members closer to each other, and it can increase the employee's well-being. Meanwhile, the use of aggressive humor can make an employee to become demotivated to do the work and they might quit the job. However, there is a positive effect of aggressive humor, which is it might act as a self-enhancing humor. The last finding is the relationship between leaders' humor and employees' work performance. So it is found that 57.1% of leaders' humor are positively related to employees' work performance. Meanwhile, 28.6% of leaders' humor are negatively related to employees' work performance, and 14.3% of leaders' humor have no relation at all with employees' work performance. In conclusion, there are 4 humor styles used in the workplace setting, which are affiliative humor, self-enhancing humor, aggressive humor, and self-defeating humor. The type of humor used may affect the employees differently. Humor is conducive to improve subordinates' attitudes and behavioral responses, such as employees' well-being and work performances. So, at the end of the poster is the references that we use in order to complete this poster. Okay. So, that's all from me. Thank you. Bye.